What is the age? Is it 100 years before, 50 years before, or 150 years before?
Age of what?
Age of marketing means when it was the marketing was created, or when we talked about marketing.
Since the time man was born on this earth.
You are absolutely right, sir. Because it is a classical example we have. The snake in Adam, in Adam and Eva, the apple, the snake marketed for the apple. So you are right. Likewise, we can say. But here, 19 in 1900, we don't have the marketing word. We have the marketing. We have the word market in the Webster dictionary. In 1910, we have the term marketing. This is the age of marketing, I will say. In the different approaches in marketing for the leaders, we have 1P. Anyone from the marketing side? No 1P. So this is the first. This is a first kind of leader approach. That is only the price. If the price increase, demand will also increase. If you are decreasing the price, the demand also decreases. The second one is 4Ps. The second level approach of the leaders: product, place, price, and promotion. Then the third level of leader is marketing. They are seeing the marketing as complex. So STP, the segmented, the market, and targeted and positioned. The final one is the yummy. Do you know yummy? Ayas? Do you know what is yummy about marketing? This is the leaders. This is who is the leaders who approached in this way is PNG and Amazon and Facebook. They are the leaders. They approached this marketing as yummy. Marketing is everything. This is a kind of approach. Most of the CEOs who are at the top level, they are approaching the marketing at every level because they told the customer, without customer, there is no business. So now moving to the meeting, a lot of inventions are happening newly, but they are not starting from zero because earlier inventions helped them to reach certain limit. Likewise, I call the mentors. They help us to reach some certain level by sharing their experience. The presiding officer is my mentor for me. Here now I'm giving the introduction of him as well. He is a person who mentors in our club. Lot of persons in our club, and also is supporting to other Toastmaster club. I invite presiding officer to carry this meeting. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Santosh, and very good morning to everyone. Welcome to meeting number 234 of Wake Up Chennai Toastmasters Club. Can I get screen sharing access? Whoever is the host? I just want to share something.
Can you check, sir, once I gave the...
Yeah, got it. Thank you. So, thank you, Dolly. So, Toastmaster Dolly. So, good afternoon again, everyone. Welcome to this meeting. This is our first meeting after the Independence Day, and I'm sure all of you would have enjoyed the long weekend. Couple of things that we just want to kind of talk about in this meeting is, and I want to share with everyone, is this that we have the I don't seem to get it. Yeah, sorry. Is my screen visible? Is my screen visible to everyone?
Yeah, Sudeep.
Yes. Thank you. So I will be sending out these two forms to everyone. Request everyone to just fill it up and send it back to me by the end of this week. What this is a member interest survey which Toastmasters International recommends that most clubs, all clubs do on a regular basis. So this will basically tell each member what they want to accomplish out of Toastmasters. Like we talked about when we joined the club, all of us would have joined for some specific purpose. So what is the purpose? What are you going to do in the next 2 years? And then what do you want to kind of build your skills towards? Okay. So these are all these things which are there. And then there are certain areas about the overall club. What do you like about the club? What is it that the club does properly? What is that the club does not do? What is that the club can start doing? Okay. And also about overall experience about the club. Why this is helpful is it is not only about just joining Toastmasters, attending meetings, taking roles and everything. There also should be a vision for each one of us as to what do we want to achieve out of this in the next 6 months or the next 1 year or the next 2 years. And filling up this form, listing out those objectives and then sharing it with the club also helps the members and their mentors and the clubs to work closely together to make that happen. So that's why this form is there. I will be sending it out, as I mentioned, to everyone. Please do fill it up and send it back to us by the end of this week. Once you finish, once you start sending it, then we can just collate the data and find out what do we need to do as a club going ahead. What are the needs that we need to address from the members? What is it that we are doing correctly? And what is it that we can start doing? So this is one form, and there is the other form, which is yeah, is this screen visible?
Not visible, sir.
Yeah. Now?
Yes.
Yes. Now, this is a new member experience survey. This also, I will send it out to everybody. But this is typically filled up by people who have joined the club in the last 1 month. But then again, it does not mean that the others cannot fill it, but this is primarily for the members who've joined the club in the last 1 month. So this is to basically see that what is that you saw when you joined the club and what is it now currently. Like what our essay talked about in the just before this, when he said that marketing, right? So when you did you join the club because of all the marketing initiatives that the club did, and suddenly you're finding now things are totally different when you joined? Or is it that when you joined, things were the same, now also when you join, things are the same? Before joining, when you saw the club, it was a very good club, you find everything happening well. After joining also, you find the same thing. So this is like a new member experience survey, typically to be filled by new members who joined in the last 1 month, but no restriction on that. Anybody who joined beyond 1 month can also fill it. And when you're filling it and sending it, I would kind of tell that just be a bit, I would say, truthful. When I say truthful is, don't write it because somebody's asking you to do it, or just fill some data because you feel that if I write something incorrectly, or rather if I am very correct in writing what I'm writing, people will get angry or offended and all that. It's nothing like that. If we are doing something wrong, please write there that this is something that the club is not doing and I would expect the club to kind of start doing it. Or if you feel that there is something that we can do better, then please put that it can be done better. And if you want to highlight something which is happening nicely, good, please do say that this is something which the club is doing well. Because each one of us is a part of the club. The feedback that we give is what will make the club perform better. And from your individual perspective also, if you list down what you're looking to get out of Toastmasters, that will help the club and your mentors and everybody to help you and guide you in that direction. So that's what the interest of this form is. I will send it out over WhatsApp in the next, after the meeting is over, and you can send the responses back on the same. that is one. And the second thing which I wanted to talk about is all of you would have seen this form from the this email from the district, which talked about I would say the district awards document. So this is a document which was sent by email to everyone, and yesterday by the district, and yesterday I had also sent it over WhatsApp to all the members. Now, what this is this will every year the district comes out with a set of awards, which is called as the District Hall of Fame Awards, and those awards are split into club awards and individual member awards, and then there are awards for the district officers, which we did not talk about. And each one of us can aspire for these awards. Okay, so when you go through this document, there's a list of awards. The criteria is there. Who can apply? What are the criteria? What do you need to do to kind of achieve these awards? And all these awards are presented in the next year's district conference, which happens in the month of May. But some of these are awards which are only for 6 months duration and all that. So each one of us can apply for it. What we are trying will do is after this meeting is over, we'll have a short meeting with our club ExCom to go through this and then see how we can prepare to achieve these awards. And all the other members can also join in. So meeting is not only limited only to the ExCom, everybody can join. You'll understand what it takes to get some of these awards and how is that we can work towards it. Because end of the day, for every member, there is an award. So there's a member award which you can achieve. Then collectively as a club, there are awards we can achieve, but that award can only be achieved if members finish their objectives. Only then the club award can be met. So it's all a cooperation thing that we need to do. Now, some of you might ask, why do we need to do all of this? Yes, it's totally voluntary. Okay, it's not that you need to kind of ensure that I work towards this. But what happens is if you work towards a certain goal, and in this case, let us say that goal is that award, then if whatever the objectives that you had outlined in your mind when you joined Toastmasters, automatically some of those happen. Okay? Because you're working towards a goal which is kind of getting that particular award. Like there is an award for a pathways completion. Okay, the people a Rockstar award, which somebody can complete a pathway and 2 pathways and then take it. Now, when you do that, when you're aspiring for that award and keeping that goal in front of you, you find that over the course of the year you have completed 2 pathways. So in a way, it's helped you to kind of get there. Then there's a Rockstar award, which is for someone who takes all the roles in a club meeting over the next 1 term. So once you kind of do all that, when you take all the roles in a club meeting, you are in a way, you are helping the club, and in another way, you are also helping yourself because now you know exactly what to do in a G role, what to do in a TMOD role, what to do in a grammarian role. And when all of that is happening, you are also improving and learning as you go along. So that is the intent for some of these awards. Obviously, I will not want people to kind of overtly work on this because the intention is to develop ourselves. When you develop ourselves, the outcome should be this. It should not be inverted. Okay, like let me work backward to get this award. That should not be the case. But we'll talk more about it after the meeting. So ExCom can stay back and attend. Others, it's optional. If you want to know more, please do stay back and attend this award meeting. So that was what I wanted to share as part of this. And before we go along, any guest in today's meeting?
Hello, sir. This is Vidya here.
Yes, Vidya.
Yeah, I just know I was joining a couple of few weeks in your club. I know it is funny the initiative that I would say your Toastmaster Maheshwari. She was pushing me to join up. I didn't know you can get exposed to our club also. So recently I joined in Wordsmith, Anna Nagar. I think I've spoken to you also, sir, regarding that, and you were guiding me to whom to approach and all these things. And now I just taken a role in my club also. So I just want to get myself exposed to other Toastmaster clubs to get a clear idea about how it works. So that's the reason I just want to check into your groups also.
Thank you, Vidya.
Yes.
Welcome. welcome to Wake Up Chennai Toastmasters Club. Anybody else guest today? Kumaravel is there, but Kumaravel is, I would say, our unofficial member because he joins most of our meetings and he does help us a lot with roles whenever necessary. No other guests. So
Satish,
yes, Anand.
It's my second session here with Wake Up Chennai. So it's my second session as guest with Wake Up Chennai Club. So yeah, looking forward to more sessions as well.
Thank you, Anand. Welcome to Wake Up Chennai Toastmasters.
Thank you, Satish.
So let's get along with the meeting. Before we get into our segments for today's meeting, let's do a very important event in every Toastmasters meeting, which is reading out the minutes of the meeting of the previous meeting. For that, let me call upon our secretary, Toastmaster Dolly Pathak, to read out the meeting minutes of meeting number 233 of Wake Up Chennai Toastmasters, which was held last Wednesday. Over to you, Toastmaster Dolly.
Thank you, Presiding Officer Satish, sir. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am the secretary for Wake Up Chennai Toastmasters Club. And here is my minutes of meetings for meeting number 233. The meeting started at 7:05 by Sergeant at Arms Santosh, followed by updates by Presiding Officer Toastmaster Satish Menon. Meeting had an amazing attendees of 30 plus on an early morning, and that kept the spirit of the meeting. TMOD for the meeting, Toastmaster Jayashankar rolled out the theme fitness. The agenda for meeting 233 was set for educational session by Toastmaster Satya, Kahoot quiz by Toastmaster Ashok, and table topics by Toastmaster Rajeshwar. Educational session by Toastmaster Satya was about Draft Your Craft, that precisely talked about learning the art of writing speeches. Our meetings are uploaded in the YouTube. If anyone wants to know about this session, can go to our YouTube page and watch it. The quiz run by Toastmaster Ashok not only introduced the audience to the all-new way of playing quiz through Kahoot, but also kept the momentum high by engaging in questions from Toastmaster Universe and questions on sanguine quotes from our animated characters. The winners of the quiz were Highest in first place, Toastmaster Mahesh in second place, Toastmaster Rajeshwar in third place. Toastmaster Rajeshwar ran the table topics and had some interesting topics for our impromptu session. When the poll was run, Toastmaster Sadashivam was declared winner for table topics. The timer report was well presented by Toastmaster Hayash. Meeting 233 was adjourned by Presiding Officer Toastmaster Satish Menon after announcing the results and some guest feedback. That's all from my report. Over to you, Presiding Officer. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dolly, for that very detailed and informative report. Let me tell you the importance of meeting minutes. One is it is a recommended practice by Toastmasters International to have the meeting minutes of every meeting recorded and filed properly. Second is, since we are a club is an association of members, and it is mandatory that every association, whenever they run a meeting, they have a meeting minutes properly recorded and signed off by all the members. Third, these are very important to go back and reflect on certain decisions or ideas which we would have done in the past. So in this case, in this meeting minutes, people who did not attend the meeting get an idea of what happened in the meeting. And last but not the least, the district awards that I talked about. Okay. All those awards, when you need to file, the base supporting document is the meeting minutes. Okay. So I just cannot go and file saying on 16th August, I did so-and-so role in Wake Up Chennai Toastmasters meeting. Where is the proof that you did the role? Okay. The proof is the meeting minutes, which is there. If I do a joint meeting, okay, or if I've gone and done an educational session in some club, or you call somebody to do an educational session, in some of those awards, giving sessions outside the club also count for points. So if you've done that, where is the proof that you have done that? So that proof is this meeting of minutes which are there. That's why this is so important. And I would also want to add is, when we publish our agenda in other groups, yesterday 2 people called me to say, what is this meeting minutes all about? What is that you do? Then I send them a copy of our meeting minutes to say this is what we do as minutes of the meeting. And they were like very surprised, and then said we will also start implementing the same in our club. So not many clubs do it, but we are one of the very few clubs who do it on a regular basis. And let's keep doing that very in a diligent manner so that we have all the records properly, and it becomes very easy later on to kind of use these minutes of the meeting to submit for many of the awards from the district. So with that, let's get into the proceedings of our meeting number 234. Every Toastmasters meeting has a person who plays the role of an anchor, and the responsibility of this person to anchor the meeting, enter proceedings of the meeting, to set the tone for the meeting, and to ensure that the energy level is maintained throughout. And this person is called as the Toastmaster of the day, also known as TMOD in Toastmasters parlance. And today's Toastmaster of the day, or TMOD, is a person who's new to Wake Up Chennai Toastmasters Club. And I say new, just about 3 months before that he's joined our club. But he's a very enthusiastic Toastmaster. He's there in all the meetings. He's taken multiple roles. He's also started off on his pathways journey. He's completed three speeches in his level 1. On a professional front, he is a director at Exeter Pre-Media Services, a document management company. He also runs a signage company. On the personal side, he loves spending time with family, traveling, nature restoration activities, and social services. So please put your hands together to welcome our Toastmaster of the day for meeting number 234 of Wake Up Chennai Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Vijay.
Thank you, Satish Menon sir, for that warm introduction. So I'd like to kickstart the meeting with the theme of the day, which is the comfort zone. So the meaning of the comfort zone is just it's a familiar psychological state where people are at ease and they are in control of their own circumstances and environment by experiencing low levels of anxiety and stress. So usually this is the dictionary meaning of the comfort zone, but life actually begins at the end of our comfort zone. So can I have a show up of hands of how many of us think that we are taking steps to overcome and move out of comfort zone? Yeah, thank you. That's a good. Many of us are trying to overcome this comfort zone. But even if you don't raise your hand, at our club, we are already stepping out of our comfort zone by practicing new skills. And we have taken a very small step to get up early to show up to this club meeting, which is, in my view, is a small initiative to get out of the comfort zone. So with this, I'd like to introduce our general evaluator for the day, Toastmaster Raghunathan Mohan. He has 17 years of IT experience working as a technical manager in Bank of America for the past 12 years. I welcome you, sir. And over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Vijay. Happy morning to all, and very happy Independence Day. So the great speeches are delivered in a very influencing way. If you see, the great leaders or a great orator, So you may have a questions how that is possible for for the great leaders. So when you are delivering the speech, it's very important is we should avoid the fillers and grammar-free speech, and we'll have to use the nice phrases. So that will create a very good momentum, and it will create a good speech, and you'll become a good and great orator. So that's how the great leaders are born, and it's not like they are born with silver spoon kind of thing. Like with the born while they're born itself, they are a great speaker. They develop themselves while delivering the speeches. So even the speech required, sometimes the speech requires the evaluations, which will give us the feedback how we need to enhance, how we can create or alternate our speeches. So for the evaluation session, I have a team as a tag team, timer, accounter, and grammarian who plays and evaluate the respective role to evaluate your speeches in a timely manner. First, let me welcome my teammate timer, Sadashivam, to set the objective. Sadashivam?
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and guest. Today, I'm going to take up the timer role. I'm happy. This is the first time for me. And as you all aware, time is precious, so we must, understand the importance of timing. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was curious to know about, how the birds fly in the morning. Since he had to go to the school, he had to come out of his comfort zone and started getting him early in the morning and saw the birds how flew. It became a practice for him later, which led him to see the great heights in his life. Everybody knows that. With that being said, let me tell you the time expectations for today's sessions. We have 4 categories of speeches: table topics, ice-breaking speeches, other speeches, and evaluations. For table topics, 2 minutes is given. At 1 minute, I will show you the green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, I'll show you the yellow card. At 2 minutes, I'll show you the red card. For ice-breaking speeches, 4 to 6 minutes is given. At 4th minute, green card will be shown, and at 5th minute, yellow card will be shown, and 6th minute, red card will be shown. For other prepared speeches, 5 to 7 minutes is allowed. At 5th minute, green card, and 6th minute, yellow card, and 7th minute, red card will be shown. For evaluation speeches, 2 to 3 minutes is allowed. At 2nd minute, green card will be shown, and 2 minutes 30 seconds, yellow card will be shown, and 3rd minute, the red card will be shown. So hopefully we all understand the value of time. Let's stick on with the time and make the sessions useful, and let's keep up the time. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sadashivam. So next, let me call the R counter. Today, the R counter role being played by Lakshmi, Toastmaster Lakshmi. Lakshmi, over to you.
Hi everyone, very good morning. Myself Lakshmi. Today I will be presenting the role, our counter role. And as part of this role, I will be counting all the irrelevant words which is not required for the speech, and presenting the same at the end of the meeting. Thank you all.
Thank you. So next, let me call the grammarian Mahesh Krishnamurthy.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As a grammarian, my responsibility is to pay attention to all the speakers, listening to their language usage. I will make a note of any improper usage as well as an outstanding words, quotes, and thoughts. As a grammarian, I may have to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word of the day is epitome. E-P-I-T-O-M-E. It's a noun. Epitome, the epitome of something. The typical or highest example of a stated quality. as shown by a particular person or thing. Example, even now in her 60s, she is the epitome of French elegance. Even now in her 60s, she is the epitome of French elegance. And one more example, he was the epitome of the fashionable gentleman. He was the epitome of the fashionable gentleman. So that's all from my side. Over to you, General Evaluator Raghunath.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mahesh. I would request you to put it in our chat so that everyone knows the meaning and the word.
Sure.
Thank you. So, so we will come back again end of the meeting with our report, and I will also present general evaluation report as well as the TAC team reports during the end of the meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Jai.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raghunandan. So for the comfort zone, so why it is hard to leave the comfort zone? There are few things that I'd like to bring up. One is the fear of uncertainty, and we have some fixed habits. Like we repeat certain behaviors, and we are stuck with fixed patterns. For example, waking up at 6 p.m. every morning will be difficult during the first time, and maybe it will be very difficult if you're following up a irregular sleeping pattern scheduled for years together. There's also something called temptation of comfort. Like if you want to grow, the pull of the comfort zone is very strong because it's a safe and easier option which is available, and it's natural for us to want to stay there. So these are few things which catch us in the comfort zone and which do not leave us to go beyond the comfort zone. So we'll come back on this topic later in the meeting. So I'd like to introduce the evaluators and the speakers now. So the first evaluator is Toastmaster Maheshwari. Maheshwari is from Salem, working as a joint director at Salem Gopi Hospitals. Over to you, Toastmaster Maheshwari.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Vijay. The purpose icebreaker speech. Actually, I'm going to evaluate an icebreaker speech of Speaker Hayas. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself or herself to the club and to learn the basic structure of a public speech. Notes for the evaluator. This member is completing his or her speech in Toastmasters. The goal of the evaluation is to give the member an effective evaluation of his speech and delivery style. Because the icebreaker is the first project a member completes, you may choose to use only the notes section, not the numerical score. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Maheshwari, for explaining the objectives of the speech. Now I'd like to introduce speaker number one, Toastmaster Mohammad Hayas. So Toastmaster Hayas is an IT professional. He specializes in product delivery and project management. He's also eager to explore more of this world by meeting new people, and that's why he's here. So on top of it, he would also like to develop the leadership and public speaking skills. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Hayas, for your speech.
You're on mute, Hayas.
It's a mic issue. It's a mic issue. No, you are not audible. You are not audible.
Now?
Yes.
Thanks, Alex. Yeah, thank you, TM Modi. Vijay, I have a question to everyone. Have you ever witnessed a caterpillar emerges out of its cocoon as a butterfly in your lifetime? Anyone in the meeting today? Okay. Today morning, I had the privilege to witness such a transformative event, which I'm going to share with you at the end of my speech. Good morning, my dear Toastmasters and guests. Thank you for giving this opportunity to present my icebreaker speech today. So this is my very first speech in Toastmasters. I would like to recall a tale of a young boy, I think which resonates with most of the people in the world. I believe who doesn't enjoy listening to a story in the morning? So let me begin with that enthusiasm. The boy's entrance into this earth was marked by a pivotal moment where his mother's life was hung in the balance. The doctors had gave two dreadful options, either the boy's life or the mother's life. Remarkably, the mother was willing to lay down her life for the child. So at last, fortunately, both got saved. Following this critical birth, that mother was set out to nurture her kid in a cocoon woven with boundless love and support, comfort. Yeah, the comfort comes with the love, right? The boy's growth was guarded carefully, enabling him even developing some common skills like swimming, cycling, and other activities bit late than the other kids of his same age. Then his educational journey was nothing short of an adventure, spanning into 5 different schools. Amid encounters, diverse mindset and ethics, his parents erected the boundaries that ensured that his safety without obstructing his view. Yeah, he can able to view it, but he couldn't experience it. He's still in that zone. His college days almost mirrored what he had the similar experience before. Again, he couldn't come out of that zone. Throughout his college and school days, he had few traits as a common that continued. He showed reluctance to engage with new people. He kept himself to himself and his thoughts. To the worst case, he acquired his parents thought of erecting boundaries by himself now. As the journey continued, the boy found himself at the crossroads. The cocoon of protection that shielded him for so long time began feel restrictive now. So he thought of getting out of that zone. At that moment, he heard a story of a frog in a pot from one of his mentors. I would say that is a turning point of that boy, of his life. If you put a frog in a pot filled with pleasantly tepid water, then if you gradually increase the heat, the frog remains in the water comfortably until it boils to death. But if you throw the same frog in a hot boiling water, it will fly out of it for the survival. That story strikes his mind and made him recognize the need to get out of this self-built zone. Initially, it was built by others, but later he built by himself. So he planned to get out of that self-built boundaries. So he gradually reaching out to new people, expanding his network, gaining new friends into the new horizons. Also, he started tapping unfamiliar territories. He learning and pursued a new interest, and also he stepped out of his comfort zone for his profession into a new city, which he never thought of. There were a lot of ups and downs, trial and errors. All these experience chiseled away the walls that he built around himself. So I hope you would have guessed that boy. So I would say that I have catered this story by considering myself and also some of the peoples, my friends, who I had came across. Practice a speech, preparing a speech, practicing it rigorously, getting up early in the morning at 6:30, presenting it here in front of you. This is nothing short and transformative event that boy can witness, that how the caterpillar came out of its cocoon as a butterfly and expand its wings of curiosity and courage, like how the butterfly expands its wings to reach the new horizons. Yeah, so as I mentioned in the beginning of the speech, this is the transformative event. So I am that butterfly and I am the classical example. I am the epitome of comfort zone initially, but now I came out of it, I would say. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hayas, for that very inspirational speech. And it was very interesting to know about yourself in this icebreaker speech. So I'd like to call upon evaluator Toastmaster Dolly Pathak for the second speaker. Dolly is basically she's from Guwahati, Assam. She's currently traveling across places, and she has been in Chennai for the past 7 years. Professionally, she works for Capgemini as a QA consultant. So she loves reading books in her spare time, watching movies, and also she travels extensively with passion. Over to you, Toastmaster Dolly.
Thank you, TMOD Vijay, for that warm introduction. Today, I'll be evaluating speaker Soumya. She'll be presenting her speech from the Pathway Strategic Relationships, which is level 1, P1, leading in your voluntary organization. The purpose of the speech of this project is for the member to apply the skills needed to successfully lead in a volunteer organization. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her experience serving in a volunteer organization. The notes for you are: the speech may be humorous, informational, or any style the member chooses. The style should be the style should support the content. This speech is not a report on the content of the leader leading in your volunteer organization project. The timing for your speech is 5 to 7 minutes. She'll be presenting the title Chain Reaction. Over to you, speaker Soumya. All the best.
Thank you. Is it over to TMOD or directly over to me?
No, it is over
Sorry,
to
over to
TMOD.
TMOD.
Yeah,
Okay,
sorry.
got it.
So thank you, Dolly, for that, for reading out the objective of this speech. So I'd like to introduce speaker number 2, Soumya Badar. She's from L&T Toastmaster Club. She's a chartered accountant by profession, and she's currently working in consulting in Jaipur. She has been a Toastmaster since 2 years, and during her tenure, she has hosted area contests, and recently the Division A contest also, Aspire 23. She actually enjoys public speaking, reading, podcasting, and she's currently hosting a podcast on Spotify by the name Economic Chacha Insights on India. Over to you, Soumya, for your speech.
Yes, ma'am. Do you remember that girl whose hand will shoot up every single time a teacher will ask for a volunteer for any activity? Well, 90% of the time, I was that girl. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. This love for taking responsibilities continued in Toastmasters. During my tenure of 2 years as a member, I have taken the role of secretary, treasurer, and vice president membership. And each of these roles have molded my personality in a very different way. My first role was secretary. You know, like a true politician, I promised during the elections, I will deliver MOMs every single week without fail. You know, 1 hour post the elections, my opponent, Toastmaster Arun, became my partner in crime, and together we delivered MOMs every single week without fail. This role taught me the power of consistency. It gave me a feeling of accomplishing a goal that I set for myself. Today, whenever I feel like giving up, I remember the time when it was too hard. Life was too busy. No one was counting. I missed one of the MOMs, but I didn't, giving me an important lesson in resilience. A pro tip for the secretary. Whenever you feel like burdened up, just take help from one of your fellow members. It seriously eases the process. Or, in case you're too worked up, just ask all the role players to write few lines about their role in the meeting. It could be like a speaker could write 3 to 4 lines about his speech, the evaluation tips that he got, have a standard template, and voila, the half MOM is done. The second role that I took was treasurer. It taught me the importance of having a financial summary ready at all times. Whenever president would have asked me for a summary, it was ready. All the supporting documents in a separate folder, and it was ready every single time. It taught me the importance of maintaining the expenses, and obviously, CA knowledge came in hand. The last and the most rewarding role was vice president membership. You know, I remember going on lunch with 2 of my fellow members to learn how to be an election chair, and came out influenced with the decision of contesting for VPN. After giving my election speech almost 3 times, because every single time it will end in a tie, definitely a story for another day, I was elected as vice president membership of LNTECC Toastmasters Club. During the start of the role, which was January, because of quarter closing, it was very hectic. And at that time, my team came in as a rescue. Out of 12 members that we onboarded in that tenure, 4 came in during that first month itself. That made me realize the importance of having a team that you can always fall back on. A pro tip to the VPM, New Year's is one of the best time to attract new members. You know why? New Year, go to new resolutions. And a lot of people have this resolution of improving their public speaking. This role, you know, taught me how to talk to people. One of the major role of any VPM is to talk to everyone about Toastmasters. And while I was doing that, I realized my love for the club. And I realized how much it has molded my personality. You know, the role of VPM is not just to talk to new people, but also to interact with all the old members, understand their goal in the journey of Toastmasters, and help them achieve it. I started talking to a lot of old members. I influenced them to come to the meetings. And you know what happened after that? The quality of the meetings improved because with them comes the experience, which helped us attracting even more guests. A positive chain reaction. This role. The second thing was what I learned in this role was understanding people. You know, all the guests which come in the meeting have a different curiosity in their mind. The role of a VPM is to understand their objectives, their goals, and then show them how can Toastmasters help them achieve it. I learned how to negotiate with people, how to read between the lines, to mentor people, to understand them, to work in a team with a different set of ideas and be okay when things don't turn out your way. I realized that any leadership role can be a success if you understand your team, know what drives them, and just trust each other. Every XCOM role is a very different experience. I feel that with this role, you give a part of yourself to the club, you know, and you should do that with all of your heart. I know that sometimes it just feels too burdened. The new XCOM has just been appointed. It's been just 1.5 months, and I know you will feel burnout at a lot of stages. At that time, what comes in is take help from the older members, take help from your mentors, take guidance from them, how you can improve your role. When you talk to a lot of people, they will also get involved in these activities and they'll feel ownership towards the club. I feel with every role, you give a part of yourself to the club. You should do that with all of your heart. And when you do that, you will succeed in any role that you do. All these experiences have taught me so much. And other than just taking part in these 3 roles, I have been a part of the educational committee of the Vice President Education. You know, there's one thing that we follow in our club is having subcommittees for all the major roles so that the member doesn't feel burdened. And you get an idea of what would be if you were handling the particular role. We did this one thing when our VP was really busy. So each of us were responsible for one meeting. So for the one meeting, I'm responsible for taking care of the whole operations. Thank you. I saw the red card. So what it helps is it gives you an idea of how the role will be performed. So a new note to the XCOM, give your full heart and soul to this role. By working towards your goal, you're influencing all the members around you to work towards their goal. You have the power to start a positive chain reaction in your club. Do that. Work on yourself and influence everyone that you can do it. Thank you. Over to you, DM.
Thank you, Soumya, for that very insightful speech. I think we gathered a lot of information from that speech. So I'd like to check if Yasin is there for as evaluator 3.
No, Yasin is not there. I'll take it up.
Okay, Alex. Yeah. I'd like to call upon Alex as evaluator number 3. So he's the founder of A-Space and he's a Toastmaster, a passionate Toastmaster since 2009. Over to you, Alex.
Right. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. The purpose statements for this particular project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspect of a previous experience as a protege. So all the best to our speaker. Over to the Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Alex. I'd like to introduce Toastmaster Kaveri. So she's currently working as a data science developer and she practices counseling psychology for educational purposes. She also believes in unconditional positive regard. And she is a member of Thoughtware Toastmaster Club and HCL Speech Weavers. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Kaveri, for your speech.
How many of you don't have mentor? Please raise your hand. So all have mentor, I assume. Okay. 11 months back, I was searching for a mentor in 2 different districts. District 41, which is the northern area of India, District 120. In District 120, I saw a person who is very, very responsible and committed towards the progress, even though he achieved all the great heights. He is none other than Toastmaster Satish Menon. But how to approach him? All I had was fear, fear, and fear. What if we say no? What if he is not responding my message? So I decided not to message him. But over a period of time, over 2 to 3 weeks after I messaged him, will you be available for mentor? He replied me immediately within a minute, yes. The moment he said yes, and today, this 11 months journey, I want to talk about 3 things. Very first thing, my professional development. I'm not a courageous person or confident person or excellent in speaking. No, I'm very simple and quiet introverted person, very shy. All I had was fear, fear, fear. Taking up the Toastmaster of the day is difficult to me because I had fears. I do write multiple speeches in a month, but I don't deliver because I had fears. All I had was fear. I expressed all this to my mentor, Toastmaster Satish. So he said me, go and confront the fear. Most of the time, fears are imaginary. Do attend the club meeting regularly. He cleared most of my irrational thoughts. I had lots and lots of irrational thoughts. As a result, I have seen the difference in my professional life. Yes. Previously, attending the team meeting in my office, I'm the IT profession, is difficult because I had the fear of speaking. And also attending the call and speaking to the people makes me anxious. But now I can able to attend any meeting. And also I can able to speak any of the IL management without any hesitation, without any not that much fear. And second point I want to talk about is unconditional support and guidance. My world so many times darker, deeper and harder. All I had is deeper moment. Many of the time I had so many deeper moments in my life. Sometimes my path is so dark, I don't know what to do. I do stuck with my path and I do connect with my mentor. Toastmaster Satish Menon. He listened me every single time. Please underline every single time. He never judged me. Even though I was thinking I'm the very not good in anything, so he never judged me. He see me through the glass of never failing glass, I could say, unconditional empathy. Those all is compassion, guidance, and support, making me the resilient person, I could say. Number 3, perspective. When I have complicated issues, most of the time I see that the world is so tough and complicated. I do connect with my mentor. I don't know why. So he gives me 4 to more multiple perspectives, plenty of numerous examples. After seeing all those perspectives, I came to the conclusion, oh my God, this is not at all a problem. I was thinking this is a problem, but this is a very simple thing. Those all perspective, I came to know that the world is all about perspective. I started to learn how to approach a problem and when to ignore a problem, when to react, when to respond. Everything from my mentor, Toastmaster Satish. I still remember 9 months back, I was just like a child. I don't know how to write a speech. My speeches were unkind words, some immature speeches. He do sit with me, all my speeches, still he sit with me. And all those speeches, I could say, he demonstrated how to write a speech, word by word, sentence by sentence. He give example. Now I just little grown up, I could feel. Still he will sit with me and supervise all my Toastmaster of this day speech script, everything. From the day 1 to till he was there for me. He always hold my hand, not too tight and not too loose, but he always there for me. I'm so grateful to Toastmasters Satish Menon. And finally, all these perspectives and unconditional positive records and unconditional empathy and my improvement I got mentor request 4 times. My previous president and immediate past president, current president, he approached me to take up the mentor role. And one person from Ocean Toastmasters Club, he come and asked me to mentor. I said no, because I need some time to mentor a person. Now, the world is no more darker to me. No more Monday blues to me. No more harder moments and deeper hard moments, because I know how to handle. That's making me the resilient. Toastmaster mentor is not only making me the very good speaker or very good communicator, it's making me the very good human being. I'm so grateful for that. Your door definitely will open if you have the right key. If you want to find your key, just find the right mentor. Thank you so much, and over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kaveri, for your wonderful experience with the mentors. And we all have the same experience with our mentors as well. So who actually holds hand, not too tight, not too loose. And they actually guide us our way towards this Toastmaster journey. So it was the epitome of the learning, and I think we are coming close to the speaking session, and now I'd like to call upon for the toast table topic session. So I'd like to call upon Arul Selvan, who is the table topics master today. He is a training and production manager at Hogarth Worldwide, DLF. He's passionate in teaching and training, and he loves to listening music and singing. Over to you, Toastmaster, table topic master, Arul Selvan.
It's on mute.
Sorry. Thank you, T.M. Modi. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Welcome to Table Topic. Table Topic is one of the best ways to practice thinking and speaking on your own speed, or in other words, impromptu speaking. So I'm sure you will be in epitome if you practice in this stage in your public speaking and other speaking skills. So table topic, I will call upon first our club members, then followed by the guest. The time would be 1 to 2 minutes. So when you called upon, please do your best to speech. First, I would like to call upon Dr. Murugesh. Yeah, Murugesh. Murugesh, your topic would be comfort zone is friend or enemy? Comfort zone is friend or enemy? Dr. Murugesh.
Yeah, good morning to. Are you able to hear me, my voice?
Yes. Yes.
So good morning to fellow Toastmasters and guests. Comfort zone is a friend or an enemy. See, everyone, the human nature was to be most of the time, no? So we are practicing to certain situations. We are mostly to a certain environment where we feel more, we'll be happy in that actually. So it is like bound to be an elastic property. So what we will try to, when we pull the elastics, it try to regain to its original position. So it is the inherent quality of every human being. So once we have, if we want to explore certain things, we have to come out of that actually. In certain situations, we want a certain comfort zone. In certain situations, we want we have to come out of this comfort zone. It's based on the situation and timing, and so we cannot tell as a friend or foe. We should play a different role in different situations. For example, if you want to if you want to build up, if you want to create a one goal, So it should be a teamwork. So we want certain number of members, means we have to build up the members to move that goal, to move towards the goal in a proper way, so that there should not be any lagging in that. So in one way, we can call it as a comfort zone. So it needs to achieve that goal. So whereas in certain situations, we are in the routine path, and for example, as many of them told, like getting up early in the morning to be, that seems to be a uncomfortable zone. But once we get routine to it, it becomes automatically changed to a comfortable zone. So it's based on the timing and situation that we are changing uncomfortable zone in a comfort zone. That becomes a habitual. So we can move to the next level. That becomes an uncomfortable zone. So that in that way, we are turning a uncomfortable zone to a comfort zone. So that in that way, it works actually. So it's what, in my perception, is to achieve a goal, we have to play a different situation. Thank you, everyone, and over to table topic master.
Thank you, Dr. Murugesh. Next, I would like to call upon Srividya. Yeah. Are the successful people are being comfort always? Are the successful people are being comfort always, Srividya?
Thank you for the topic again, table topic master. Successful people aren't necessarily in the comfort zone. So once they start their goal, you have to come out of the comfort zone. They take up measures to come out as successful people. Everything they do, they start from the scratch. So not everything, they're not provided with anything necessarily. So to reach a particular goal that they have set, they come out of the comfort zone. And comfort zone is not necessarily a plus point. It can become a negative. So to come out of the comfort zone, they build up a lot of characteristics so that they can become successful people. Successful people do not achieve success as it is. They go through many failures. So this failures happens because they're not ready to come out of the success zone. So this is something that everybody needs to work towards. And I believe to be a successful person, the comfort zone is a con. So I would like to conclude by saying that successful people do not need comfort zones. Thank you.
Thank you, Srividya. Next, I would like to call upon Kumaravel.
Right.
Yeah, Kumaravel. What are the most popular excuses? What are the most popular excuses?
Yeah. I think the most popular one is like, yeah, the current situation is going good. Why should I disturb it? Okay. So that paves the way for comfort zones. Yeah, all is good. Why should I take the risk? Okay, risk taking. So the moment we think that all is going good, why should I take risk? This one particular thought process blocks us from taking any further steps towards what we want to achieve. Okay, we want to get educated and certified, or you want to grow your asset, or you want to go from one place to the other place. Okay, the so-called comfort zones through few thought process. Okay, if you are very conscious about this thought process and consciously avoid it, naturally we just move forward out of our comfort zones. And for example, like success is always possible, right? So that sort of thing is never happen in our life. So when we want to achieve something, both has to happen, both success and failure, both has to happen to make forward. Okay, so because those are all like stepping stone for getting into where we go. And because we have this thought that in everything that we take, we have to succeed, that thought process basically, is one of the comfort zone related thought process, which is actually blocking us to move. So to conclude, we are staying in comfort zone just because of certain thought process. If we can consciously address those thought process, we can come out of the comfort zones and can move ahead in our goal. Thank you, OT. Toastmaster Day.
Thank you, Kumaravel. Next, I would like to call upon Sudha. Are you okay? Can you take next topic? Sudha?
Yes, I would take that.
Yes, Sudha. Is it good to be in comfort zone and why? Is it good to be in comfort zone and why?
Thank you for this topic. Yes, it is good to be in comfort zone for a while, right?
Yeah.
I've been going to office always in my two-wheeler, taking bus. It is comfortable. It is quite comfortable. But during rainy season, I don't get autos. Bus is too crowded. How do I manage? Probably having a vehicle which is very comfortable during rain, having a car would help. I look for carpooling. Somehow, time is not suitable. What shall I do to make my life better? Can I try driving a car? Oh God, it's so scary. Accelerator, brake, clutches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gears nowadays. How do I manage? Let me give a try. I go to driving school, learn driving. With the help of the trainer, it is easier. I manage. So, somewhat, I have come out of the comfort zone and started driving. Now, I applied for learning license. Then it's time to try out on my own without the trainer besides me. How do I do that? Road is so scary. I look at a lot of news, but again, I pick up the courage to drive alone, practice so that I can drive the car. Yeah. And that enables me in n number of ways. I want to go to a Toastmasters club. I can drive. I want to go to office in different time. I can be on my own. Coming out of my comfort zone really helps. So think of the outcome, what gives you best, and it is good to come out of the comfort zone. Thank you, Table Topic Master, for the wonderful topic.
Thank you, Sudha. Next, I will call upon guest Anand.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anand. Comfort zone resisting the new learnings, is it true? Comfort zone resisting the new learnings, is it true?
Thanks for this topic, and good morning to all. So the topic, comfort zone resisting the new learnings. Obviously, the answer is yes. So when we are in the comfort zone, it obviously resists whatever we want to learn, and if you want to grow, it obviously puts a boundary, creates a boundary. And as Hayes pointed out an example today in his icebreaker speech of the frog example, if we are sticking in the comfort zone and if we are sticking it in the comfort zone for quite a while, we always tend to forget that we are not progressing, and it becomes too late when we take an action, and we lose a very long period of time. And when we want to learn new things, we need to take action on it, and we need to take it as quick as possible. Being in the comfort zone wouldn't help. So it's like, I don't know if everyone can relate to this example, but it's like going on a skydiving. So when you go on get on a flight, when you want to do your first sky jump, it's going to be very scary when you look at when you look from the top, when you look at the bottom, all the buildings will be very, very small. You'll obviously get a lot of adrenaline rush and everything. But once you get into the jump, and once you start feeling the wind in your air, and once you start feeling it safe, then you just start to fly. You just feel it really good. So I think that's very important. It's very hard initially to get that push to come out of the comfort zone, but once you come out of it and once you start to explore and learn, it's a whole new experience, and everyone should get that experience, and everyone should enjoy learning new things which they love to learn. Thank you for this topic.
Thank you, Anand. Next, I would like to call upon guest Vidya.
Arul, let it be the last topic because we are running out of time also.
Yeah, sure, Alex.
So we can have one more topic.
Yeah. Guest Vidya, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Vidya. Your topic will be: His comfort zone is an addiction. His comfort zone an addiction.
Okay. Thank you for this topic. So we are actually a multitude of habits, right? We resist to change. So we always love to stick to what we are comfortable with. So we don't want to get out from trying something new. We always love to be in the safer side, not to try a different thing and be in our comfort. And that kind of resistance is always protecting us from not doing anything. And we are going to stay in the same limit if I just want to stick on those, what do you say, that the same old habits, it's going to ruin my life. So what I say that, no, we just push our goals because of our procrastination. All these things happen only when we are in the comfort zone. So also the negative thoughts and all these things, when you acknowledge what is your comfort zone and then realize what is that you need to take the next step, then where your life is going to change. So this is something, a growth mindset that you have to set within yourself and then come out from that cocoon. So that's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Vidya. Thank you all. Thank you all the table topic speakers. Thank you to come out from your comfort zone and prove your epitome in impromptu speeches. Over to TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arul Selvam, for that wonderful table topic session. So the topics were very, very much in line with the theme of the day. So I'd like to touch upon a few things which we call as steps to getting out of our comfort zone. So one is like we can measure what's inside and outside of our comfort zone by measuring various parameters. And we can set some personal goals, as our President Satish Menon sir today told about the goals for individual goals in the Toastmaster Club. And we can take action one step at a time. So it is not required to just jump upon various things. We can do some simple steps, finding out our sweet spot where we can perform better. We can cultivate a positive mental attitude to just realize that we are not alone in this comfort zone. And we can also hang out with the like-minded people, like just hanging out with the people in the Toastmaster Club. So these are few methods to overcome a comfort zone and to perform better. So now I'd like to call upon our general evaluator to have the evaluations, the various roles, summary of various roles. Over to general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vijay. So before I submit and my team submits the report, let me call upon the evaluator of for the specific prepared speeches today. So first, let me invite Maheshwari for Mohammad Ayaz speech.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests, and especially whom I'm going to evaluate, Hayas. The journey of a butterfly, where it resonated well with everyone's life, so as a child at least. When I asked Hayas, why did you want to join Toastmasters? He was very clear that this is the reason why I wanted to join Toastmasters. So I know here is the person who need to pursue and had the best come out of him. The first thing was the confidence you had. You were prepared not only before joining the club, just before your talk as well. How well did we get to know about you as a person? The whole thing about the icebreaker speech is not only the courage, not just to find your voice, who you are as a person. In that way, your talk was an epitome for an icebreaker. And you were able to say, you started with a question to the audience, like, which was very engaging, and it grabbed our attention. And how your transformatory event happened in your life, and the connection between the butterfly's journey and your personal growth. You had a well-adequate preparation. You spoke very clearly and audibly, and your speech had a body and an end. Every speech should have a body and beginning and an end. You had that. The most appreciable part was your title was very apt for an icebreaker, where you brought with your life events. And your delivery style was in second person's point of view. That was really nice. And where you only thing I can recommend was when you were going to say one thing and you're going to move on to the other, we would like to see a smooth transition happening between the two points. So I can, that's the only recommendation I can give you. And I can see you're a very good storyteller. The word skill is disappearing here. Hopefully it will cultivate here in future speeches. And finally, you ended up by setting an expectation for what will come for your future talks. And that's congratulations, Hayas, very good. So next time, if we see your name in the agenda, I'm sure that everyone will come to see what you're going to say. And thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Maheshwari. Next, let me call upon second speecher's evaluator, Dolly, to evaluate Speaker Soumya's speech.
Thank you, Raghunathan. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. Congratulate Soumya for completing her speech on level 1 P1 leading in a voluntary organization from her pathway strategic relationships. Yes, ma'am. So this was really the eye catcher of your speech today. You were very well prepared, and though we were looking here and there, probably that was the line where we came back to the screen to listen to you. Your speech met the objectives of the project, how you took over multiple roles in the voluntary organizations, and you have presented the various perspectives of it, like how it helped you, how it can benefit others as well who are looking at you to like listen to your speech today. Like our new XCOM team can have have multiple takeaways from your speech today. You have also cited examples that helped our listeners to relate. I really liked how you kept your topic chain reaction intact in your speech. It was in a very systematic chain way where you took multiple roles in the voluntary organization. It already reflected how you have come out of your comfort zone and explored multiple roles in your organization. There is nothing much I could tell you to work upon, but there is one thing, if you can maybe correct it, which is like switching from the roles, how you started with the emphasizing on this. Yes, ma'am. Similarly, when you took upon multiple roles from VPM, then secretary, when you're mentioning those roles, probably you can emphasize more on those words while transitioning. That is one thing that I could recommend you. Overall, it was a great speech. You are an epitome of confidence and clarity. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dolly, Toastmaster Dolly. Next, let me call Alex Jacob to evaluate the third speaker, Kaveri.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, that's right.
Sorry. Thank you, General Evaluator. So today's speech of Kaveri was about mentoring, how Toastmasters envisions mentoring, and as a protege, how did you experience the whole Toastmaster mentoring experience and sharing a kind of a story or a experience about it. So a few things that I really liked in Kaveri's speech today. Straight away, one is, I strongly believe one of the most difficult part of any public speaking is sharing your failure. sharing your vulnerability. It's not about sharing success. I think most of us are comfortable sharing success and it's very easy. But the truth of the matter is vulnerability and failure connects to a large audience, right? 90% of us or 95% or maybe 100% of us sitting here are failed. And when you tell a failure story or a vulnerable story, it connects. So she told that about her fear of connecting to a mentor. I'm sure most of us have that kind of a fear. And sharing that to a larger audience and how easily she could connect with the larger audience, that shows that how powerful vulnerability and fear can be. So thanks, Kaveri, for sharing that. Second is maybe a trivial aspect of speaking, but I feel that is also very important about your background and the whole setting of speaking. So this is also very, very important, right? How your background is, how the audio clarity is, how the video clarity is, how well you can connect with the audience on that front. So kudos to you on that as well. It was wonderful. And third important aspect is the hand gestures. I felt it was very purposeful and apt, and without much of a hand gesture, you could communicate effectively your confidence and the clarity. And fourth point is I felt genuinity and authenticity in the speech, which is also an important factor when communicating to a large audience. So you have shared your experiences with your mentor and how probably mentors can help protegees to achieve their goals. So great job on that. Now coming to the areas where I felt the speech could have been different. So this is one aspect what happens when we get involved in the speech itself. So the speech and the speaker has to be always to be different, right? So when the speech and speaker becomes one, of course, that's the highest goal we all want to, but at the beginning level, we need to have a clear distinction. So now we have 30 plus people sitting in the audience. So what is their takeaway? So listening to your speech, what is their takeaway? So that can be an inspirational, motivational or anything, but what is our takeaway? So that is one thing. Second aspect, what I felt, which would have been better, is there are a lot of guests here, first time Toastmasters sitting here, right? What is Toastmastering mentoring about? What is the framework? What is the structure about it? So you need to tell to the audience that this is the structure, this is the framework, and this is how it works. So is it a highly personal, or is it a highly official, professional, or is it on a coaching mode? Is it on a mentoring mode? Is it on a training mode? So different ways are involved. So this is what the framework says that. So what frameworks demands, and you tell to the audience, this is how it is, and this is how I utilize the framework. I think that gives a lot of clarity. Overall, I must say that great experience sharing of your mentor, and thank you for inspiring us. Keep up the good work, and thank you, mentor and the protege, for the great work in Toastmasters. And over to you, the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Alex. Okay, so now I'll submit my report because I need to drop now. So then once I submitted my report, then I'll request the tag team to submit their report. So first of all, I am so happy to be part of the today's call because the three prepared speakers, they have delivered their speeches very awesome. And I learned how we can deliver or develop the script with very simple stories. That's what I sensed today with the three prepared speeches. And the first thing is the Hayas. It was I never thought that icebreaker can be delivered in such a very inspiring story and good usage of the words. And Soumya, you have delivered the very positive speech. I liked your facial reactions, expressions. And Kaveri, I learned that a good way of appreciating the mentors with the story itself. So good. And that's about the speaker, the prepared speaker. And I felt that the overall the meeting started on time, but over the course of time, I felt that nearly 15 to 20 minutes delayed today. So my suggestion is maybe we can request the timer at the start of this meeting itself, and he can monitor the timing, and he can show the same red green evaluation. The cards. So that's one suggestion I would say. And then the second one is maybe the prepared speaker and the role player can join the meeting yearly, and we can do kind of the mic testing at the beginning of the speech, the meeting itself. So this way we will not have any interruptions with the mic or some issue. If there is a momentary issues, that's a different stories, but we can prepare very well before the session itself. That's the few suggestions and feedback for overall today. And apart from that, it was a nice meeting today. So I would request the TAG team to present their report. And I request Team OD to take over from you. Thank you. Sorry, I'm dropping now. Hope I'm audible. Go to your TAG team. Timer.
Yeah, so what Raghu meant is he is dropping out because he has an emergency. So a timer can give the timer report.
Okay. Thank you. For prepared speeches, Mohammed Fayaz has taken 5 minutes, 45 minutes. Toastmaster Soumya took 7+ minutes. Kaveri took 5 minutes, 50 minutes, 50 seconds. And for table topics, Toastmaster Dr. Murugesan has taken 2 minutes. Toastmaster Srividya took 1 minute 8 seconds. Kumaravel took 1 minute 55 seconds. Sudha took 2 minutes. Guest Anand took 1 minute 56 seconds. Guest Vidya took 1 minute 8 seconds. For evaluation sessions, Maheshwari took 2 minutes 40 seconds. Doli Padak took 1 minute 56 seconds. Alex Jacob took 3 minutes. Raghunathan Mohan took 2 minutes. Overall, the time we are able to stick on with the time. Let's let's keep up the time, and whenever we keep the time, we'll be able to be be a epitome in the field that we choose. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmasters.
Yeah, next counter.
Yes.
Counter Lakshmi.
Yeah. Icebreaker speech. Mohammed Hayas has used 5 so's, 4 years, and 2 hours. Dolly speaker 2, Soumya, she has used more than 5 times, and like 1 time, 1 time. Kaveri has used okay 1 time, so 1 time, and so many times. Table topic, Murugesan, he has used many hours, 2 actually, many so's, and many ands. Srividya, she has used so 4 times, many times, 1 time. Kumaravel has used more hours, more ands, 3 times. Sudha, 2 hours, 1 year. Anand, more hours, 3 so's, and more ands, more and 1. Vidya, 1 hour, more so's, and general evaluator Maheshwari, more hours, more ands. Dolly, more hours, more ands. That's it. Actually, as per my observation, the prepared speeches have not used more hours, and the table topic speakers have used more hours. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Lakshmi. Thanks a lot. Next is our grammarian, Magesh. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thank you. So, congratulations, Hayas, for your icebreaker speech. And today I was not able to see much of improper usage. I could see a lot of outstanding words and thoughts. So, from Hayas, outstanding words are pivotal, erected, the boundaries, right, reluctance, kept himself to himself, self-willed zone, horizon, sizzled. So these are all the main good usages I've seen. And from Soumya, outstanding words and thoughts were power of consistency, accomplishment, resonance, confront, read between the lines. These are the things I've noted. And Master Kaveri, I mean, again, anxious, confront, empathy, compassion, resilience, Monday blues. So these are the good usages I've seen. And also like Hayas has used the word of the day epitome, and Kaveri has used the word of the day epitome. And Kumaravel, TT thing, stepping stones, he has used the word stepping stones. Toastmaster Sudha, think of the outcome so that you can come out of the comfort zone. So it's a good thought. And Anand, guest Vidya, so multitude, procrastination, so these are the good words here used. And Maheshwari and Dolly there and Alex, Sadasivam has used the word of the day epitome. Alex, use envision, vulnerability, trivial, authenticity. These are the good words he has used. So what do you, TMOD?
So, for the tag team report, it's very detailed and so I'd like to now sum up with a few things on the comfort zone. So we should have some fun with the comfort zone, overcoming the comfort zone. So we should not aim for perfection, and we should reframe our outlook. Instead of imagining the worst possible outcome, so start imagining the best. We have to celebrate small wins, each and every win, big or small. We have to celebrate the win and maybe reduce overthinking and chill. So these are few summing up thoughts, and I'd like to thank the role players, guests and speakers. I'd like to thank the role players, General Evaluator Toastmaster Raghunathan Mohan, Timers Toastmaster Sadasivam, R-Counter Toastmaster Lashmi, Grammarian Toastmaster Mahesh Krishnamurthy, speakers Ayaz, Soumya and Kaveri, evaluators Toastmaster Maheshwari, Toastmaster Dolly and Toastmaster Yasin, table topic master Toastmaster Arul Selvam, and I think we are having the listening session also, Sudha, after this. And I'd like to hand over the control to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Satish Menon, sir.
Listening master.
Yeah, sorry. I'd like to call upon listening master Sudha for her session. Over to you, Sudha.
Sure. Thank you, Toastmaster Jay. Okay, so I have quick 4 questions. I would like to call upon Toastmaster Sadasivam first.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, and your question is, Toastmaster Satish Menon spoke about a form that helps in planning, guiding, and moving towards the vision. What is that form called?
You should ask Toastmasters, experienced Toastmasters that question, Sudha.
Okay, okay, I'll rephrase. This form helps the member. Plus, who is the other stakeholder it helps?
The feedback survey, is that what you're referring? The first 2 forms were shown and explained by Mr.
Yeah.
Satish.
Sure. Sadasivam, 50% mark to you. Closer answer you have given. Form is called Member Interest Survey, and it helps both the member and the mentor. Thank you. Okay, second question. I would like to call upon guest Anand.
Yes.
Yeah. What is the second role that Toastmaster Soumya took up in her journey?
Treasurer?
Absolutely. Thank you, Anand.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Next, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Raghunathan.
No, Raghu is not there. He dropped out, right? He told
Okay,
right?
sorry. Okay. Would somebody like to volunteer? Okay. Here is the question. Toastmaster Kumaravel, during his table topic speech, spoke about a popular excuse for comfort zone. What is that excuse? Anyone?
All is good. I have to go for a step out of my comfort zone. All is going good. Was that the example?
Absolutely, right? Current situation is good. Why risk? Yeah, great. Thank you, Maheshwari. Okay, one more volunteer, please, for the last question. Evaluator Alex, what helps greatly in connecting with audience? What is that he mentioned?
Maybe some failure stories.
Absolutely, great. Thank you. Thank you, Vidya. Okay, over to you, PM Modi.
Thank you, listening master, Toastmaster Sudha, for that wonderful session. So I'd like to hand over the control to presiding officer, Toastmaster Satish Menon, sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vijay, for having such a great session today. Many thanks to all the people who participated. Big round of applause to our first timers in today, which is our prepared speaker, Toastmaster Hayas, who was giving his icebreaker. And then we had our timer, who was doing the role for the first time, and also our TT master, who was doing it for the first time. So big round of applause to all of them for having
Also, Lakshmi the accountant, Satish.
Sorry?
Lakshmi the accountant.
Okay, also Toastmaster Lakshmi was doing the role of the R counter. So all our role players were first time role players. Big round of applause to them, and also for our table topic speaker, our prepared speaker, Toastmaster Hayas, for starting off his Pathways journey with his icebreaker speech. That's what is very important in Toastmasters, that you get started. It's all about coming out of your comfort zone and saying that don't think that I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it day after tomorrow. Just start. Okay, so when you start, automatically you get the momentum, and then you find that it's not all that difficult. And most of the time, the overthinking is just in our mind. Okay, things are pretty much simple compared to what we think them or rather see them to be. I see that the poll has already been launched. So request everybody to please vote for the best speaker, best evaluator, best tag team player, best prepared speaker. And while the polls are on, can I get feedback from the guests who are there in today's meeting?
I really want to thank DTM Alex for giving me speech slot and giving me thank you everyone for giving me the comfortable place to deliver the speech, and also thanks to my mentor Toastmaster Satish.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kaveri. It's good to give speeches outside your club because you get a different perspective. I always recommend that to everybody, to say in a month go and give a speech outside of your club, because there people don't know you, and you get a different perspective. Not that people who do know you will not do a good evaluation, but after some point of time, what happens is when you get to know somebody that better, so somewhere that you don't want to kind of tell people that this is what you're not doing, or you don't want to kind of say, you want to say all the good things. It is human nature, right? So, but when you go and give it outside the club, they don't know you. So sometimes the evaluations that you get could kind of help you to become better in an area which you want to improve upon. So that's a recommendation that I give to all the Toastmasters, including myself. So that's the reason why I also go and take up roles outside my home club. It helps you to improve. Thank you, Toastmaster Kaveri. Any other feedback from the guests? Toastmaster Vidya.
Hi, Soumya here.
Soumya, yes, Soumya.
Am I audible? So it was actually, as Kaveri said, it was actually very nice to come here and give a speech. So thank you, Alex, for giving me a speech slot. And there are some of the parts of the meeting that I really like, which is not there in our club, like the listening master and the quiz in the end. It actually shows how much everyone is listening to it. And also the act of presenting the MOM in the beginning and how the president is actually inspiring everyone to file for the awards. I feel that is very, very important. So kudos to your club. It was really fun attending the meeting. So this was my second time. I attended last time also, but just the education session. But overall, it was a very good experience. So thank you for having me here.
Thank you, Toastmaster Soumya. The intent behind having the quiz is we want to live up to our name, whether everybody's woken up. Okay, so that's why when we call our club Wake Up Chennai, we want to ensure that everybody's fully awake. That's the reason we keep a quiz towards the end to see how many of us are really awake. And by the responses that we see, we find that everybody's actually awake, right? So no one, even though people have sometimes their camera switched off, you still get the right answers. And Toastmasters is all about, not only about speaking, it's a lot about listening also. The only people who speak in a Toastmasters meeting technically are the prepared speakers and the G and TM and the TMOD, right? And the president, yes. Rest everybody's role is a listening role, right? From a G to a speech evaluator to a tag team player. So there are more listening opportunities and it helps us to improve when we hear more from people. That's the intent behind the quiz. Thank you very much. Toastmaster Vidya, you want to share feedback?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me here. And today only I got to know why you have this Wake Up Chennai. I just got to know from you right now why the theme of that, why you kept it, because to make sure that whether everyone is listening to the conversation. I didn't get to know why they just call you as a Wake Up Chennai club. Fine, that's nice. And really it is great to I get to learn a lot from each and every club. I just want to get into clear understanding how a Toastmaster operate. That's the reason I just want to get into it and have a clear understanding so that I can present well in my club when it comes to my when taking up the roles. So this is a great learning every day. I just I really love to connect with all of you people. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vidya. One of the reasons for keeping it as the name as Wake Up Chennai is there is no other community club that meets on a weekday at 7 a.m. We used to meet starting at 7:30, but we preponed it to 7. And it's a great thing to kind of wake up in the morning, get into an educational meeting, and then go and compete for the rest of your day. So that's one of the reasons why I said wake up. And because you have to attend a meeting, you will wake up. And the more better thing is, since this is not an official meeting, people have the choice not to wake up. But when you see 20 plus people in a 7 a.m. meeting, that really shows that we all value what we get out of our meeting. That's the reason why most of us are here week over week at 7 a.m. in the morning. Thank you, Toastmaster Vidya. Any other guest feedback which is there you want to share? If not, Santosh, you can announce the results.
I have the results with me. Right. So the best role player, the Toastmaster of the day, Vijay Kumar. Let's give him a big round of applause. Maybe we can unmute. Right. Hearing sound also is good. Right. Best tag player, Akaunder Lakshmi. Big round of applause. Best prepared speaker, the butterfly Mohammed Hayas. Best evaluator, Maheshwari. And the best table topic speaker, Speaker for Sudha. So congratulations and big round of applause to all these people. Thank you.
Thank you, DTM Alex, for announcing the results of meeting number 234. Everybody did well. When we look at a poll, it's not to say that those who didn't win are in any ways lesser than what the people who won today in terms of the content that they delivered. everybody spoke well, everybody did their roles well. But again, when you run a poll, they're definitely bound to be a winner. Like they say in any sport, everybody's good, but on that particular day, somebody is just a notch better than the others. And, I would just want to kind of give an anecdote before I close. Is one of the ex-world champions of public speaking, Mark Brown, recited that anecdote, which said that after he won his world championship of public speaking speech, so he was now the world champion of public speaking in Toastmasters. After a couple of weeks, he went back to his club and he started giving his speeches as part of his educational journey. So he says, one of the speeches that I gave after that, the evaluator, when he was giving his evaluation, told Mark Brown that his speech was not in line with the speech objectives and he needs to repeat the speech. Now, Mark says that was it's a revelation for me. But when I went and looked at the objectives vis-a-vis the speech that I gave, I found that it was true. My speech was not in line with the speech objectives. Now, if you tell that to somebody, they will say, oh, world champion of public speaking, how can they get something wrong? Okay. And somebody would also say, how can the evaluator say that the speech is out of line with objectives? But what it kind of outlines is that everybody is human. Everybody has a great day. On some days, you will kind of not have a great day. So that was the day when the speech was not in line with the speech objectives. And the evaluator was a true evaluator. He or she, whoever it was not awed by saying that, oh, I'm evaluating the world champion of public speaking. For them, it was just a Toastmaster standing there and giving their speech. They evaluated the speech. They found that it was not in line with the speech objectives, and they gave the frank feedback to the speaker. But that's what makes Toastmasters great, when we are very clear with our feedback, when we are not kind of awed by who's standing there in front of us and whose speech we are evaluating. And also for the speaker, when you learn to accept feedback and when you kind of go and look at it and say, yes, this is what I need to improve. Okay? That is when the true learning begins. And that is when we kind of start improving ourselves. So this is something that I wanted to share at the end of the meeting. Thank you all for being part of our meeting today. We look forward to having you back next Wednesday for meeting number 235, which will be filled with, again, more speeches, more evaluations, and more exciting segments. Till then, have a great Wednesday and have a great week ahead. I formally adjourn meeting number 234 of Wake Up Chennai Toastmasters Club. For the ExCom, since we are already running late, I have proposed that we meet at 8 p.m. today on this Zoom call to go over the district awards document. That call is open to all the other members also. If you want to join, you can join in. Okay. Thank you. All the very best. And the meeting is now adjourned. Somebody wanted to say something?
So we didn't took the screenshot.
Oh, okay, sir. Yeah. So can we have cameras on, and can anybody volunteer with taking a screenshot? I request everybody to have their cameras on for a minute. Somebody clicking the photo. Can I get a yes or a no? Is somebody clicking the?
I'm unable to take the screenshot. So can someone do it?
Can somebody volunteer to take a screenshot?
I'll do that.
Sure. Thanks, Lakshmi.
I think, yes, I have captured.
Yeah. Thank you, Lakshmi.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, and see you again next Wednesday. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
everyone.